Good morning, YouTubians. It's Kermit's Ghost. It is the G's today of the collection. But before I carry on, I forgot to mention this one from up on Poppy Hill, Studio Ghibli, call it what you want. This is number 19. I will be showing like a complete collection of these another time. So I'll just put that over there. Okay, on with the G's. Galaxy Quest. This is a kind of a piss take of Star Trek. And it's got a great cast. Tim Allen, who plays like a Kirk type character, Sigourney Weaver. It's about an alien invasion, but they don't actually know about it because they're like an actual cast of like Star Trek TV show. But an alien race think that their shows are documentaries, so they kidnap them to fight their alien battle for them, and it's brilliant, brilliant. Gallow Walkers with Wesley Snipes. Gambit, a kind of mediocre heist movie, art heist movie. Colin Firth, Anna Rickman again, and Cameron Diaz. It's not too bad. It's got its moments. The Game, David Fincher. I think the only David Fincher film that isn't available on Blu-ray at the moment is Panic Room, but I believe it's on 4K in some countries. So if you want that, go look for that. Brilliant film, absolutely brilliant. Game Change, a political film. Game Night. This is a really funny film with a few twists and turns in it. Just funny, very very funny. Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams, amongst others. Game of Death. Game of Death, wasn't that? That was a Bruce Lee film, if I remember rightly as well. Wesley Snipes again. Wesley Snipes. I don't get all of Wesley Snipes films, but I do get the odd one or two. Game Plan, Dwight Johnson. That's Dwayne Johnson. Sorry, Rock. Gamer. This is available in 3D in some countries. I want to get this in 3D. I did see it at the cinemas, but I don't remember if I saw it in 3D. This is about like a virtual reality kind of, in a way, virtual reality is in so much as some people enter a game and they're controlled by like a higher sort of an evil, corrupt boss. I'm not doing it justice. Do you have a button? It's a fun one. It's quite violent as well, but it's like game violence. It's an 18. Gandhi. This should be required viewing by everybody. Ben Kingsley, biopic of Gandhi. Gangs of New York. You've got what's his name? I haven't got my glasses on. Bill the Butcher. Is it Bill the Butcher? I can't see. Bill the Butcher, played by Daniel Day-Lewis. Another violent film. Gangster Squad. Gattaca. This is premium number 21 from 1997. Although this is a sci-fi, it's not that far-fetched because a lot of it they're actually doing now, like DNA mapping and things like this, and yeah, that's the way the future's going to head, I reckon. Gauntlet. This isn't a Dirty Harry, but it's Dirty Harry-ish. He plays a Phoenix cop this time instead of a New York one, and I'm talking about Clint Eastwood here. He plays Ben Shockley. It's also got Sandra Locke, his long-term girlfriend at the time, who appeared in a lot of his films. GBF. I've got no idea what that is. GBF. Gemma Bouvier. Apparently it's like a novel, and it's sort of like real life novel. It's being acted out. Apparently, I don't know. I can't remember a lot about that film. Genevieve. This is Genevieve, but it's Genevieva on this cover. This is an Italian import. This is based in my hometown of Brighton, in the UK. It's a thing where you've got what they call the old Crocs race, but it's well, I don't know why they call it Crocs, but it's old vehicles from like 1902 pre to like 1880 something to 1902. I think that's the catchphrase, the thing of time where the vehicles were allowed to enter, or when they were made. And basically they just drive from London down to Brighton, and they all end up on Brighton seafront, and that's what this film's about. It's not like a documentary. It's got like Kenneth More and John Gregson in it, and Diane Sheridan. Dinah Sheridan. It's a really nice film. It's pleasant. There's no nastiness in it, no swearing or anything like that. It's just a nice old British comedy drama thing. Nice. It's very nice. And there's my hometown on the map, right there, Brighton. Geostorm, 3D kind of cheesy action sci-fi, right up my alley. I love this kind of thing. Gerard Butler saves the world. It's great in 3D. That is Geostorm. That's one of those ones that's going to end up in the pound store. Get Carter with Sir Michael Caine. God bless you, sir. Yeah. And then you have the remake with Sylvester Stallone. This gets a lot of hate. I don't think this is that bad. I think this is available in the UK now, but this is a German import because I bought it when it first came out. Eco cases, or crustiness, as Steve would say. Yeah, Get Carter, good film. Get Hard. Now these two actors, I'm not particularly fond of them, but they're pretty good in this. Will Ferrell, Kevin Hart, Get Hard. Get Him to the Greek. Now I think this is a sort of an unofficial sequel to what's the film called? Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Older Snow. Is it Older Snow? Again, I can't see. Him, Russell Brand. He plays the same character in both films. Get Out. Bradley Whitford. Excellent. Getting Even with Dad. Macaulay Culkin. This is in the 90s. 94, I'm guessing. I'm probably wrong. Might be a bit older than that. Might be 98, something like that. Getting Even with Dad. Ted Danson. Gettysburg. From 1993, number 27 in the premium collection. I will do another overview. Now I've got the 10 Commandments, the missing number. I will put them all together and do one big video. Get Santa. This should be on everybody's list to watch at Christmas. This is a brilliant Christmas film. Warwick Davis plays an inmate. Race Ball plays an ex-inmate who who goes home to find his son. Well, not to find his son, to visit his son, and his ex-wife, played by Jodie Whittaker, the new Doctor Who. And Jim Broadbent plays Santa. Just watch it. Watch the trailer. It's a really good film. Really good Christmas film. Now I'm going to pause it there and go and get the next pile. Okay, next pile. Get Shorty. It's got a good cast in that. I'm just bypassing that. Dan DeVito, Rena Russell, Gene Hackman, and John Travolta. Get Smart, another one with a good cast. Alan Arkin, Dwayne Johnson, Anne Hathaway, Steve Carell. Kind of like a John English kind of spoofy thing, but it's good. It's very good. G-Force, another film that's out in 3D. I think in Australia. I need to pick that up. I quite like this. It's got Zach Galifianakis, who I'm not a big fan of, but he's pretty good in that. Does he act anymore? Ghost. This a special part in my life. This is out when I was dating my wife. We married soon after this film came out. Just love this film. And the guy who's incidentally the one who's on the train, haunting the trains. Don't know if you remember him. He's kind of tall, like curly hair. Well, he died, and he was the only actor for like hundreds of miles from his village. So they had like almost like a state funeral for him. He was treated like a god. Ghost and Mr. Chicken, Dan Knotts picked that up recently. The Ghost, I think this is called The Ghost Writer in America. It's about it's Ewan McGregor, and he's writing the memoirs of a prime minister, or an ex-prime minister, played by Pierce Brosnan. Kind of a political thriller. It's good. Very sort of claustrophobic. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I wish these got a separate release. Maybe they do, I don't know. But this is a two disc thing. I don't like double discs in one case. But yeah, great films. Great film. I really do like the second one. I can't decide which one I like more, because there's elements from both I really do enjoy. And then you got the reboot with Melissa McCarthy and others. Chris Hemsworth. That's the only thing I don't like about this film is Chris Hemsworth. He's so annoying in it. He's just stupid beyond stupid. Ghost in the Shell. Now, I watched the live action version, the Scarlett Johansson one, before I saw this, and a lot of people hated that because they saw this first. Well, I kind of like this as well. I thought this was pretty good, and I can see where they took a lot of the elements to the live action version. Very, very good. And then the live action version in 3D. 3D is breathtaking in this. Scarlett Johansson. I don't know any of the other actors. Bugging me, I can't see it either. Yeah, really good film. And I think they did the anime justice. Was it manga? I can never tell. Ghost Rider, a very good Nicolas Cage film. He was made for this film, and he did this film very, very good. Although his hair was a bit odd. Eva Mendes, oh, beautiful. But this one, second one, I can't ever see me watching this again. He's like a caricature in this. He just when he's changing, it's just. But I do like the first one. Ghost Story of Casey Affleck and Rooney Mara. Ghost Stories, Martin Freeman. Ghost Town. This is a really funny film. Greg Kinnear is dead. He's a ghost. Tia Leone is a neighbour, and Ricky Gervais is the main character. He's a dentist. He hates people. He's rude. He's just obnoxious. He goes in for procedure in hospital. And not enough. Tina Fey? Is it Tina Fey? No, it's Kristen Wiig. I can't remember which one it is now. I think it's Kristen Wiig. She's the nurse. And anyway, he goes in for this procedure, and he dies for like a minute on the table. And after that, you can see ghosts. And Greg Kinnear wants to get a message to his neighbour, which is Tia Leone. And it's just that he doesn't want to talk to these ghosts. And once word gets out that he can see ghosts, all the ghosts come piling onto him to get messages across. Good comedy. Ghost of Girlfriend's Past, loosely based on A Christmas Carol. Best character in this is Michael Douglas as the womanizing uncle. Ghost of Mars, recently shown by Dennis on the Blue Corner. It's not the best film by any means. This is an indicator. Someone's asking where my indicator films are. This is one of them. It's number 20. And yeah, I got this because Jason Statham is in it, and I want to get all of his films. Ghost World. Scarlett Johansson, a young Scarlett Johansson, a young Thora Birch. Put my teeth in. Young Thora Birch, and Steve Buscemi as well. That's a German import, although that's probably out in the UK now. Goonies, and then the sequel. That's 101 Films. I do forget to tell you the labels because it matters to a lot of people. Demi Moore and G.I. Jane. This is becoming a reality, isn't it? They're trying to pass a law so females can join the SAS, unless it's already passed. And this is old news. I don't know if you're allowed in the Navy SEALs, but this is G.I. Jane applying for the Navy SEALs. So probably. Got a bit of a crease down there. Doesn't matter. It's a good film. And Demi Moore with a shaved head. Whew. G.I. Joe. It's very sort of Team America. I'm pretty sure Team America was taking piss out of this when they did the scene where they're blowing up France, and they're saying, yeah, the American soldiers are blowing up France and saying, don't worry, we saved you from the terrorists. And they actually made more damage than a terrorist or whatever. And the kind of sort of thing goes on in this one. It's a good... It's not really a comedy, but it's got comedic elements to it. It's played kind of serious, if you know what I mean. And then you got G.I. Joe Retaliation in 3D. 3D is really good, and it's got Bruce Willis and Dwayne. The Girl Next Door. And The Girl on a Train with Emily Blunt. I'm going to pause it again and get the next pile. Girls Trip. This one has been out in the UK for a long time, but I think it's only just got released in the US. It might have been about a year ago now. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Girl with All the Gifts. Girl with the Pearl Earring. Another German import. This is Scarlett Johansson and Colin Firth, and it's based on the painting of the Girl with the Pearl Earring. So if you take him out, that's pretty much the painting. It's very sort of dry, slow, and sort of not a great deal happens, but I kind of do like those films, sort of dialogue heavy. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I've not seen this trilogy yet. Is it Rooney Mara in this? Or no, Naomi Rapace. Girl Who Played with Fire, and then The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. Now these films were going to be remade, and they did remake the first one, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. David Fincher again. David Fincher, yeah. And it didn't get received that well, so he didn't carry on, and that's a real shame because this is a really good film. I love the colour tone, the sound in this is brilliant. The claustrophobic, it's just really good film. And then I'm pretty sure this is still part of the series, although it's not the title of any of the others. Girl in the Spider's Web with Claire Foy from The Crown, and I watched this the other day, and this is a really good film. Really good. I loved it. The action sequences, just everything about it really. Just the colour, and it's sort of set in a snowy area, and very, very good. I thought the story is well paced as well. Girl Most Likely. The Giver. Classic film. Gladiator. Joaquin Phoenix. He's a snivelling little git in this, and he deserved what he gets from his family and all sorts. Yes, Russell Crowe at his best. This is just a phenomenal film, just unbelievable. Give it a watch. It's quite a long film, but it's worth the investment. Glengarry Glen Ross. What a cast in this. Jack Lemmon, Kevin Spacey. Now I don't mind Kevin Spacey. I know he was a little git at what he did, and he deserves to go to prison. But you can't deny he's a good actor. Alec Baldwin, Al Pacino, Ed Harris. What a cast. It's now, I think, a West End play, or it was. It's all set kind of like in one room, about a sales team, and headed by Alec Baldwin. Great watch. Glory. Gods and Generals. Gods and Generals was a US import, as was this. God's Not Dead. Not seen God's Not Dead. I've not seen the sequel yet, God's Not Dead 2. So I can't tell you about them. Gods of Egypt. I've seen this, and for the life of me, I can't remember a lot about it. Doesn't say a lot for the film, though, does it? Gerald Butler, Jeffrey Rush, and I do recall the 3D was pretty good in this. God's Pocket. I've not actually opened this yet. I got this from the pound shop a few weeks ago. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Godzilla. This is a. If anybody tells you this is a crap film, they're right, but they're wrong. It's not the best story. It's not the best effects by any means by today's standards. Although they do use a lot of practical effects, which is good. I just really enjoy it. It's of its time. Of its time. I remember seeing the trailer for that, and everybody was like, "Wow, that looks good." But the foot comes into the museum and crushes a T-Rex skeleton. Godzilla in 3D. Now this is a good watch. However, it needs less Aaron Taylor Johnson and more Bryan Cranston and more Godzilla for sure. 3D is excellent in that. Gold. Matthew McConaughey. Golden Compass. This film should have been part of a trilogy, but it was banned, I think, a lot in the US because of the religious implications. I thought it was a really good film, and I would have loved to have seen the other two planned for that. Going in Style, heist film with Alan Arkin, Michael Caine, God bless you sir, and Morgan Freeman. Gone, Amanda Seyfried. Gone Baby Gone. What's his name? Casey Affleck. He's really growing on me as an actor. Morgan Freeman, Ed Harris. Excellent. Gone Girl. This, when I got this, it was in like a pack thing with a book, and so I gave that away and bought this because it came out in the Amaray, and I think it was like £4 if I spent over a tenner. Great film with Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike. Gone in 60 seconds. What a film this is. Fast cars, heists, heist in the cars, and just brilliant. I love it. It's those sort of hark back to Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer sort of days. Well, I'm pretty sure this is just Bruckheimer, because Simpson probably died by this point. Angelina Jolie, and I don't like her hair in this. It's kind of odd. Nicolas Cage, very good in that as well. Okay, let's pause it and get to the next one. Okay, he's back, and it's Goodbye Christopher Robin. And this is a story of A.A. Milne and his sort of inspiration and leading up to writing the Christopher Robin books. And Margot Robbie plays Christopher Robin's mother, and she's an absolute cow in this. Well played by Margot Robbie, of course. Goodbye Girl, an absolute classic. Richard Dreyfuss, apparently he was drunk whilst making this, or high or something. Just brilliant dialogue from start to finish. Marsha Mason, even the young girl, Quinn Cummins, who plays Lucy, she's good little actress. Brilliant, start to finish. Recommend it. The Good Dinosaur. This isn't a classic. This is a Disney Pixar. Goodfellas. Now, I'm not a big fan of Ray Liotta, but I've seen this film maybe a dozen times. Excellent in this. And Joe Pesci. Crikey. Why didn't he get the Oscar for that role? The Good Lie. And this is Reese Witherspoon. I've not seen this for a while, but it's quite an inspiration story, if I remember rightly. In fact, I bought it from Germany, didn't realise I had it, and then I imported it from the US. So I've got it twice. Got the film twice, and it's really good, really good. Recommend that one too. Good Luck Chuck, kind of offensive to a lot of people, I'd imagine. I'm quite liberal, so I don't mind. Dane Cook. What happened to him? Dane Cook, Jessica Alba, and Dan Fogel, who is in, I think, now The Walking Dead and the Harry Potter new franchise, The Fantastic Beast. Good Morning Vietnam. Now, this one I picked up about a month before Ron Williams died. So, and soon after, I went back on eBay to get some other films that I hadn't got, and they put all the prices up, which is a bit sick, benefiting from his death. Good Night and Good Luck, great film. It's black and white. What a cast in this. You got David Strathairn, I can never say his name, Strathairn. Jeff Daniels, Jeff Goldblum, Robert Downey Jr. is in this as well, Frank Langella. Good Night and Good Luck. Good People. Not seen this one. What's this? James Franco, Kate Hudson. Is this one with Idris Elba? Am I thinking? No, it's not. Not seen it yet. Good People. The Good Son. This when this first came out, all we had of Macaulay Culkin was like Home Alone and like Uncle Buck and things like that. So this is quite a shock to see Macaulay Culkin in this kind of role. Elijah Wood is in this too, and it's about a child killer. Macaulay Culkin, The Good Son. The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Clint Eastwood, Lee Van Cleef. Need to know more than that. That's all you need to know. Good Will Hunting. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck won the Oscar for writing this, and deservedly so. This is a great movie. I've seen this probably about 30-40 times. Minnie Driver. Robin Williams, when he gives that speech, it's not your fault. It reduces me to a baby. A Good Year. This is about like a financial wizard, hot shot, played by Russell Crowe, and he inherits a vineyard come farm in France. He goes over there purely to sell it. It's an inconvenience, and he remembers that he used to spend his childhood there on holidays. Falls in love with the place. Good film. That's called A Good Year. It's a German import. The Goonies. Everybody knows the Goonies. Goosebumps. thoroughly enjoyed this film. 3D is phenomenal. This was a an American import. I imported this, and by the time I got it, it hadn't even arrived at the cinemas yet. So I was very, very pleased to get that. And Jack Black, very good. And talking of Jack Black, I think he only plays a really small part in this. So I've heard. I've not seen the sequel yet. Why wasn't the sequel in 3D? That's the sequel, Goosebumps 2. Gorillas in the Mist. This is Diane Fossey. She went to live with the gorillas and sort of did a documentaries on their life and everything, and not like the Kardashians or anything like that, but like their interaction with people and the dynamics of the group. Should be compulsive viewing. That is an American import, by the way. Gosford Park. Not sure we're getting this because glare. Gosford Park. Gothica. Good film that is. Robert Downey Jr. is in that as well as Halle Berry. Gotti. John Travolta with his wig on again. This has got really, really bad reviews, but I've not seen this one yet. Let's carry on with this. Grabbers. In a green case, this is a fun. I think it's set in Ireland as well, on a sort of remote little place in Ireland, or up in the Outer Hebrides. It's one of the two. I can't remember. Alien invasion. This big tentacle thing. Although it's like a cheap sci-fi film. It's the effects are really good and the cast are brilliant, and they're all sort of unknowns as well. So adds to it, I think. Very, very good. Grace of Monaco. Who's Nicole Kidman? Saw her in Aquaman the other day. My God, she must have done a deal with the devil because she doesn't look any older. Grand Budapest Hotel. I've put it in a red case because I think it looks better in a red case, and it's take you for ages just to go through the cast of that. It's such a phenomenal cast. Grand Prix. This is number 64 from 1966 of the Premium Collection. I will go through the Premium Collections, I promise. Gran Torino. Saw this at the cinema. And I've not seen it since, but I do know it's a good film. It is a good film. Quotable film too. The Grand Seduction. Just trying to think what it was called. Grand Seduction. It's about a doctor arrives on, again, is it Ireland, Isle of Wight, Scotland, something like that. Sort of small little community, and he's an American doctor, and they don't have a doctor in the town. I think it's like a locum comes in. And they're trying to persuade him to stay by they put £5 notes sort of on the floor. So when he's walking, he thinks he's like really lucky to find all this money, and it's a good film. It's a bit like the Fisherman Friends kind of feel about it. Grave of the Fireflies, probably the most emotional film of the Studio Ghibli. This is number 10. Gravity in 3D, Sandra Bullock. Great 3D in that one. Pink case for Grease. Grease is the word. I saw this at the cinema in 1977. Probably know every word to that film. Great songs. Great Balls of Fire. I've not seen this one yet. This is a recent pickup. Dennis Quaid, Winona Ryder, and Alec Baldwin. Biopic. Great Escape, this kind of film that you get on a bank holiday Monday or even on a Sunday afternoon. Good film. To say that I'm not doing it justice. Richard Attenborough, James Garner, Steve McQueen. It's more than a good film. Great Expectations. Is it Mrs. Havisham in Great Expectations? I'm pretty sure it is. Played by, I think, Helena Bonham Carter. Pip and all that. I'm a big fan of Dickens. Great story. Greatest Showman. I like this film. However, the song sung by the bearded woman really gets on my nerves. It's been overplayed on the radio over and over and over. I'm sick to death of it. So it'll be a while before I see this film again. But it is a good film. And all the animals in this film are CGI'd. Just telling you that. And some scenes they're in, and then you go to another camera and all the animals are gone, and you come back and they're all back in it again because they didn't have the budget, oddly enough. Okay, let's pause it and get the next pile. Okay, I'm back with the last two piles, and the first one is Greatest Game Ever Played. This is a really good sports movie with Shia LaBeouf, based on a true story, I believe. Very good, very good. Great Gatsby. This is great 3D, by the way, sort of film you show to sort of showcase your 3Ds, and I want to get the one with Robert Redford. I think that's an Australian import. Great Outdoors, great Dan Aykroyd, brilliant John Candy. They come together, brother-in-laws, and he's a financial wizard, supposedly. He's just and John Candy's just the everyday man with family, and hilarity ensues. They go to like a camp. Great Wall of China. That's not called the Great Wall of China. It's just called the Great Wall in 3D. 3D is phenomenal. A lot of people complain that Matt Damon wasn't Asian, or they didn't cast an Asian for this. He plays, I think, an American just on like on a trade route. So he was not portraying an Asian in any way, shape, or form. Brilliant film. 3D is really good as well. The Great Race. Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon, Natalie Wood. This should be in everybody's collection. This was Italian import. Greedy. I think, did this have a different title when it was on DVD or Blu-ray? Not the greatest of Michael J. Fox films. Kirk Douglas in this and Nancy Travis. Nancy Travis from, is that the one from Freeman and a Baby? I think it is. Greenberg with Ben Stiller. Green Hornet. I love this film. I know I'll probably get a lot of hate for that, but I think this is a really fun film in 3D. I watched this about a month ago. Just fun. It's stupid. It's fun. And Christopher Waltz as the baddie. That's probably where he gets cast from. Cameron Diaz, Seth Rogen. Just really fun. And then you got this one. Now I like the villain in this. I think he's fun. The villain. Skarsgård. What's Skarsgård? I'm thinking Peter Skarsgård. Ryan Reynolds is getting on my nerves a little bit, but the thing with this is the effects are a bit ropey. It's just a little bit too much, I think, the effects. Tom Hanks in The Green Mile. This is a perfect film. You've got the late Michael Clarke Duncan. Just a cast of this. James Cromwell as like the prison warder. You've got Michael Jetta as an inmate. Obviously Tom Hanks. David Morse is his colleague. Bonnie Hunt is in this. It's just Simon Rockwell, Barry Pepper. The cast is phenomenal. The story is impeccable. It's just, and a bit of supernatural involved as well. It's as good as Shawshank Redemption, and everybody goes on about Shawshank Redemption. That one, Stephen King film. Green Room. This is a really cool film. It's about being in the wrong place, wrong time, witnessing something you shouldn't have, and facing the consequences. You've got Anton Yelchin as the guy who witnesses with his friends, and Patrick Stewart is the consequence. Quite violent. Green Zone, Matt Damon. Gremlins, and then Gremlins 2. Yeah, this is in like the top Christmas films of all time. It is. I don't really see it as a Christmas film, but it is. It's set on Christmas Eve, isn't it? But the thing I'm going to say is Gremlins 2 is in the HMV Premium Collection, number 10 from 1990. Why didn't they make this one the Premium Collection as well? They're both Warner Brothers. It just strikes me as odd. The Grey. I've seen this about 4 or 5 times, and 2 times I think at the cinema. It's really difficult to watch this because I've got pugs and they will bark at the slightest thing, and this is full of wolves. And you've got Liam Neeson, and he's employed to keep the workmen who are, I think they're laying pipeline or they're doing something in the Arctic, Alaskan wilderness, and he's paid to shoot wolves that are trying to attack the workmen. And on the way home, plane crashes. They're in the wilderness, and he's got to do the same sort of thing. There's like a group of people trying to get to safety. Gridiron Gang, Dwayne. Griff the Invisible, superhero movie that I've not seen yet. I don't know. I saw the cover, I thought this looks good, and I've not seen it yet. I've had that in my collection for like a year. Grimsby, I think it's called The Brothers Grimsby. Sacha Baron Cohen plays Nobby, the brother of Mark Strong. Mark Strong is an assassin, and he is like a drunken lout. He kind of looks like, and I'm pretty sure he's based on one of the Gallagher brothers from Oasis. You've got Rebel Wilson in this, and is that Eva Green? I'm pretty sure Eva Green's in this as well. Just so funny when and look at the disc. It's an elephant's backside, and they have to hide inside. Yeah, it's such a fun film. Such a fun film. The Grinch. I know it says Dr. Seuss, The Grinch, but I'm putting it under The Grinch because I'm not putting it under Dr. Seuss. That shouldn't be the title. The Grinch. Benedict Cumber Sausage, whatever his name is, Cumberland. Yeah, I've not seen it yet. My daughter's seen it and she says it's boring. I don't know. Maybe I'll wait till Christmas, being the Christmas vibe, when I watch it. And I did pop it in a green case as well. Grizzly. Is that one. What was I going to say about this? Oh yeah, there's no ratings. Usually put the ratings on it. They've put it on the front, but not on the side, which is unusual because they're on every other UK release. And the last pile. This film is now out in the UK, gross point blank, but it wasn't when I bought this. A couple of assassins, Dan Aykroyd and John Cusack. You've got Alan Arkin in this, and Minnie Driver again. Minnie Driver. Another perfect film in my eyes. Groundhog Day. I will watch this every day of the week and never get bored of it. I've seen it. I saw this film about 8 times at the cinema. Bill Murray, his brother's in this as well. Doyle Murray, something like that. Yeah, Andy McDowell as a love interest, colleague kind of thing. The bloke who plays the is it Chris Elliott, the cameraman. He's hilarious in this. It's brilliant. It's brilliant, and I don't need to explain it because everybody. I mean, that's become a saying now, isn't it? Groundhog Day. It's like a modern saying. And I want to go to Gobbler's Knob in wherever it is to see the Groundhog Day. Grown Ups. First one is pretty decent. The cast. Rob Schneider. I hate that man. Hate him. The rest I don't mind. Even Kevin James, who some people tend to hate, but it's just quite a decent film. It's got a story, it's got elements of comedy, and it's just like it's got a nice feeling about it. Second one, I wouldn't give Ice Cream. I wouldn't pee on it if it was on fire. Awful film. I've tried to get through it about 8 or 9 times. It's been on TV. I actually went to the cinema, walked out after about 5 or 6 minutes. It's just god awful. The Guard with Brendan Gleeson, Don Cheadle as well. The Grudge. Now I'm wondering if they're going to do what they did with the Ring set. I'm wondering if they're going to do the same with this one. I hope they do because it's a good story too. Sarah Michelle Gellar is in this, and Bill Pullman. Is it Bill Pullman? Yeah, Bill Pullman's in that as well. Grudge Match. My wife is a big fan of Stallone, and she didn't particularly like this film. I thought it was pretty good. It's Robert De Niro versus Stallone, kind of like the Rocky versus Raging Bull. I thought it was quite a good film. And Alan Arkin, again, do you like Alan Arkin? You've also got Kevin Hart in that, and Kim Basinger. These 2 films are brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and the cast, the dynamics between the 2 people, Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau. I wish they put this on separate discs. It's literally about 2 grumpy old men that live out in, I don't know, it's very cold where they live. I'm pretty sure it's right up the north of top of America, Minnesota. I don't know where that is in America. I'm guessing it's kind of icy because they go ice fishing. Yes, and they sort of fight over the same woman. One's poor, one's not so poor. They're not well off by any means. Just about the dynamics of their friendship, how they get on each other's nerves, but they love each other at the same time. The Guardian, about the US Coast Guard. Pretty sure it's the US Coast Guard. You've got Ashton Kutcher, who is trained to be one of the rescue people of the Coast Guard, and you've got Kevin Costner, who was, but is now a teacher at the same college. So you've got the dynamics of these two. He is like the ultra, the best of the best, sort of coming up through. He's like the best swimmer. He's breaking all his records, and he's kind of resenting him. But they hate each other, and then they like each other, and it's really good. Very good film. Very moving. One of Costner's best. Guardians of the Galaxy. Kind of like the first one. I thought, well, I did kind of like it. I did like it. It's great. It's great, and the 3D is really good. Second one got my nerves a little bit with the Pac-Man star or planet. Or I think it just got a bit silly, too silly. Good 3D though. The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. Yeah, I've not seen this one yet, but it does look good. It's my kind of film from what I've seen, so I just got to persuade people to see it with me now. I'm just going to get a lot of time on my own. The Guest. Oh, this is the one with Dan Stevens. I watched this last week. Yeah. The story is Dan Stevens was a soldier, or he still is a soldier. I'm not sure if he is or was, and he comes home from leave and he visits a family who a fellow soldier died in combat, to sort of pay his respects, and they sort of invite him into their home and sort of say, oh, you can stay because you've got nowhere to go, stay with us until you get yourself, settled and move on. Anyway, he sort of ingrains himself into the family, and kind of becomes like a big brother to the kids. He's a nutter, put it now. He's a nutter. He beats up people that bully the son. He kills the dad's rival at work, so he get the promotion. Good. It's very good, but he's so likable in it as well. Guilt Trip. Seth Rogen, Barbra Streisand. This is a really good road trip movie. It's not like an all-out comedy. It's just sort of a gentle comedy. Very good, and they're well suited in the film as mother and son. Jack Black back again for Gulliver's Travels. You could probably buy this for £1 now. Good film. Set in the UK. I love the story. God, I've tried to read the book and it's like treacle. It just can't get past the first 4 or 5 chapters. It's just awful book to read. But the film's good. I like the film. Jack Black. You've also got Segel. What's his name? Jason Segel, Emily Blunt, Billy Connolly. The Gun in Betty Lou's Handbag. Mike, thank you. We did a trade. He sent. I've sent him films. He sent me. This is one of the films he sent me. Appreciate it. The Gunman, Sean Penn, and the last of the G's is The Guns of Navarone. Guns of Navarone. Anthony Quinn, David Niven, Gregory Peck, and I do like the sequel Force 10 from Navarone, which I don't have, which I need to get. Gonna leave you on that one. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for choosing my channel to watch today. Appreciate it. Leave a comment if you've seen any of these films, got any recommendations. Subscribe if you haven't. Take care. Have a great day. See you later. Bye.